In today's tutorial, we're going to be making this beautiful pinafore. If this seems like something you're interested in, then you want to stay along and watch to the end of the video. I'm Temmy and welcome back to my channel. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So for this tutorial, we're going to be making this pinafore. Do make sure to watch to the end of the video. Do like, share and subscribe, and let's get started. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be making use of this beautiful African print. I made use of 1 yard. So I'm going to go ahead and fold my fabric into 2. Then I'll go ahead and fold it again, making sure that it's folded into 4. So from this opening, we have 4 pieces, meaning we're going to be cutting our front and back together. To begin from this folded edge, I'm going to go ahead and rule out a straight line, which is going to stand as my starting point. So this line here will stand as my shoulder line. After ruling out this line, I'm going to go in by my neck width of 3.5. I'm also going to be making use of 3.5 for my neck depth. So I'll just mark it right here. Next, I'll come in with my ruler to connect the neck shape. So using my curved ruler, I'll just form the round neck, and this is my neckline. Now I'm going to go ahead and also impute the neck width for the back, which is going to be 1.5 by 3.5, and I'm going to connect to form my back neckline. Remember, we folded this fabric into 4, so we're cutting both the front and the back piece together. Now on my shoulder line, I'm going to go ahead and impute my shoulder to shoulder measurement, which is 8. From this shoulder point, I'm going down by 1 inch. This is to get my shoulder slope. I'll connect the line to my neck width, and that is my shoulder slope. To get the length of my pinafore, I'm going to be using my waist measurement, which is 16.5. I ruled out this line here. I'm going to be adding an extra 1 inch to my waist. So this is going to actually give me 17.5. So as you can see here, we have 17.5. I'll use my ruler to connect this point. Now I'm going to go ahead and add extra 2 inches for hemming allowance, because we're going to be folding the bottom of the fabric, so I'm making use of 2 inch. I'll rule out a straight line right here. Now to get the fullness of my top, I'm going to be using the shoulder to shoulder measurement. I just went ahead to impute it right here, and I'm connecting it to my hemline. So now what I'm going to do is add 0.5 inch to my shoulder. This is for stitching allowance. I'll go ahead and connect this point. After connecting my point, I'll just go ahead and cut out my piece. So because we drafted the front and the back piece together, I'm going to be cutting off the 3.5 by 1.5 neckline first, which is this one that I'm cutting right now. You want to make sure that you cut this one first and not make a mistake by cutting both together. So I'm going to go ahead and separate my piece. That one will stand as my back piece, and this will stand as my front piece. I'll then go ahead and trim this out. So when I open it up, this is what I have. I ended up using the full length of the Ankara instead of cutting it off. I'll go ahead and bring in my back piece as well, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch this by 1/2 inch on the shoulder line, right sides facing each other. So after stitching, this is what it looks like. The next thing I'm going to do is to bring in my bias, and I'm going to go ahead and use it to pipe all around the neckline. So from the front piece, I'm going to go ahead and use my bias to cover the raw edges. So we're going to fold it in this way. After folding in my piece, this is what I have. I'll go ahead and fold in my side by 1/2 inch, and then further fold it by 1/2 inch, meaning we're folding in the raw edges by 1 inch. I'll do the same to this side as well, and I'll come back and show you. So this is my piece after folding in the raw edges. The next thing now is to work on the hemline. I'll fold it in by 1 inch and further fold it in by another 1 inch. I'll do the same to the side. After folding my pieces, this is how it looks. Next, I'm going to be working on the straps that we're going to use to tie this pinafore. So for my straps, I went ahead to cut out these pieces. I have 4 pieces right here. I'm going to go ahead and measure it. So here I have 2.5, and for the full length I have 26 inches. I'm going to go ahead and stitch around the edges and give it a shape right here. So after folding my pieces, this is what I have. I'll then bring in my main piece. So to get the positioning of the main piece, after opening up your fabric, you want to come in by 1.5 inch. So I'm just going to come in by 1.5 inch right here. I'll do the same thing to this edge. Then I'll bring in my strap, I'll fold it in on the raw edges and place it on the 1.5, and making sure that it doesn't reflect on the other side. So I'll go ahead and pin it down. I'll repeat the same thing for the 4 pieces. So I'll go ahead and fold this edge right here and I'll pin it down. Make sure that you're pinning down on the 1.5 inch that you left, and repeat the same thing for this side as well. So after pinning them down, I'm going to go ahead and stitch all around the corners to make sure that they're standing still. Just make sure you stitch, and this is what I have after stitching. You can see how beautifully this pinafore came out. It's looking so cute. You want to make sure that you give it a good press, and that will be all for this tutorial. I hope this was very easy to follow. If so, do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.